So Dee, today we're going to answer one of the questions we get the most. How do I lift the ball in the air? It's such a common problem for people, and we've got 3 reasons why you can't get the ball in the air, haven't we?
Absolutely. And I think probably the first thing we should do is explain the concept.
Yeah.
Like, people are always trying to sort of, like we just said, lift the ball in the air.
Yeah, that's right. So it's important to understand what it is that creates
the concept. So the ball and the club have to have a collision. And what we're wanting is, let me just use this.
Can you hold
that? Yeah. I hope that's in the view. So here's the ball sitting on the ground. Yep, that's very good. We're very good at this. So what we're wanting this club head to come down, and it's going to hit the ball, then the ground that it's sitting in. So your club head is going into this little wedge shape. I often get people who say they're trying to hit here or even the top of the ball.
And you're going to top it doing that.
Yeah, so we're wanting to make sure that the club comes in, hits the ball, then the ground. So it's hitting into this wedge.
And the loft of the club will lift the ball.
And the loft of the club lifts the ball. And the slight lean on the shaft does as well.
That descending blow.
Yeah. When we say coming down, we mean the club coming down, not your body or anything like that. What goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And we want to go hit the ball.
Yes, and then the divot is after the ball, so on the closest to me side.
Yeah, or even if the divot started right in the middle, whatever is good.
Yeah, but not before the ball.
Not before the ball.
Now, if the club does hit high up on the ball, like you're saying, because in an effort to lift it, sometimes we do that, that's when it goes low.
Yeah.
That's when you can't get it in the air.
You're getting lots of top spin, and top spin pushes the ball down, not up.
That's right. So we're going to start off with our number 1 reason why you can't get the ball in the air. And the number 1 reason is the flick. So that's you trying to get the ball in the air, and what most people do is break that left wrist and try to physically help the ball up in the air, and that's when the club hits the halfway up the ball or top of the ball, and it's going to go low. So number 1 reason that you probably can't get it up in the air is you flicking the ball up and trying to lift it.
And Annie, if I can interrupt there, one of the things that's really annoying then, if you do get it to flick and you somehow manage to get the flick exactly right, the ball will actually go higher than it's meant to.
Goes too high.
And then the next one, it sculls across the ground.
Happens a lot in pitching. If you find your pitching is high and weak all the time, you could be trying to help the ball up. So you'll either scull it on the ground or get a very high, soft, weak one.
You're going to start with the club here on this line, outside my right foot. The club's leaning to my left groin, and all I want to do is that. I just want to drag that, because if we do this, it makes it very you can't. So you're dragging. The other thing you'll notice is it starts helping me pivot through.
And our number 2 reason you can't lift the ball in the air is linked in with that same feeling of weight hanging back, again trying to help the ball up in the air.
Those elbows look similar.
This is all, it all goes together, everything collapses down. As soon as we try and do the work for the ball, everything tends to go wrong. So after you've broken the wrist, it tends to throw the weight back as well. So the 2 things tend to go together. So if you want to make sure the weight comes forward and we get that lovely trapping or compressing of the ball that Denise is talking about, we have to get the weight moving onto the left. So you can do some drills. You can maybe lift up the front foot and lift up the back foot. You can, from the top, start moving the weight forward. Do some practice swings and get a feel for it if you tend to find yourself finishing on your back foot. And what's our number 3?
Is really important is rotation. So if people stop their lower body rotating, they're going to flick. This stops.
Or they're tilting instead of rotating.
Tilting. And it's also, you know, without rotation, we can't. So see when I'm rotating, see how I can fully release the club? So I'm rotating.
The body's turning through.
If I stay still and don't rotate, and I try to do this, I'm going to hit it fat way behind it, which won't help me get in the ball because I'm ground and
You'll
then up.
hurt yourself.
So we want to get the feeling, and that's where I love this drill again, Annie. So it gets the feeling of the rotation. So we just do some little whip swings, making sure, a bit like your weight transferring, that I'm letting the lower body rotate. I want to feel like I'm pivoting in this left groin. I want to feel that's happening.
That's it.
But for most women, they will they'll do that because we're very flexible. But most women, I'm sorry, gentlemen do this as well, is they just kind of want to stop everything.
Yeah, that's right. And if the ball's not going up in the air, people start to sort of get more and more focused on the ball. They get bogged right down. The body stops, the elbows, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So free yourself up. Allow the body to rotate. So that's our 3 reasons why you can't get in the ball in the air. Flicking, weight hanging back, and not rotating through. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.